Let's talk about the most common question anybody asks me when they hear you live in Dubai. Dubai is very expensive. How much do you need to live in Dubai to have a very steady and sustainable life? So let's address this elephant in the room. But before I start, you should know that Dubai is a place which has anything for everybody. Look, you will see very wealthy people living here in their grand luxury villas and driving around in their G-Wagons. And at the same time, there is a class of people like me who work very, very hard just to make their living. So for the purpose of this video, let's assume a family of 4 parents and 2 school-going children. Then let's break the expenses into 4 big portions. Living cost including your rent, utilities and security. Food including your necessary grocery and dining expenses. Transportation, whether by car or a metro, or a combination of both, and everything else. Before we start, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel because it really helps us grow faster. Let's start with the living cost. Assuming a family of 4, you have 2 options. Rent a 2 BHK apartment or go farther from the city center and rent 3 BHK villa or a townhouse. The cost will pretty much be the same for both, but they will have very different supplementary costs. The range of 2 BHK apartment varies between 75k dirham every year all the way up to 145,000 yearly, depending upon which area you choose to live in. A place in downtown should cost you around the higher end, while Dubai outskirts will cost you around 75,000. Since you have a family, I am assuming that you will not be willing to compromise on the living standard of your family. Therefore, you will want to have an apartment or a villa not too far from the place you work to save time as well as cost of transportation. No, for the purpose of this calculation, let's assume you rent a 2 BHK apartment at 80,000 dirham, which means approximately 6,666 dirham a month. But renting a property in Dubai comes with at least 5% real estate agency fees as well as a 5% refundable security. Look, security will not be a cost, but it will drain your cash flow. So let's take it as a cost in your working. So 4,000 agent fees and 4,000 as a security deposit. To make it easier, let's break it down monthly, which makes it 7,333 dirhams every month. Rest assured, furnishing the apartment is a personal choice, but even the basic furnishing will, with new furniture, cannot cost you less than 8 to 10 dirhams. Adding this to your cost, we land at approximately 8,166 dirhams every month. Moving on to utilities, Diva, which is electricity plus water, gas, chiller, and internet should cost you around 1,200 dirham per month, taking the total living cost around 9,500 dirham every month. Don't worry, living cost makes the largest portion of your outflows. Now let's move to food. Okay, so this accounts for grocery, occasional dining, and any other food-related monthly expense. 4 people mostly cooking at home with grocery utilizing the best deals available at supermarkets should not cost you more than 1,500 dirham a month. Add to this occasional family dine-outs, you should be comfortably eating for the whole month within 2,500 dirham. To be honest, this can be restricted to 2,000 dirham per month. For the purpose of this calculation, let's take a total of 2,500 dirham every month. Third major cost is transportation, which is the tricky part. Now, if you have found an apartment near the place you work, your transportation cost will be very much controlled. No matter how long you travel daily, your single metro ride will be restricted to 7.5 dirham one way, 15 dirham a day or 450 dirham a month for a single person. But you have a family and not every location is accessible by metro. So add to this the taxi cost, which will destroy your transportation budget every now and then. Restricting yourself to 3 to 4 taxi rides a month, maybe 400 dirhams. Adding metro for 4 people and taxi, this should be around 2,200 dirham a month. Let's consider leasing a car. Now, let's assume that you, like me, cannot resist cool cars, and one fine day you decide to get a car leased. Assumption here, you find a car within 100,000 dirham budget. Just by the way, that is a very high budget for a car. But 100,000 dirham can get you a used Mercedes CLA, and you get your bank to lease it. You have to pay 20% down payment, which is roughly 20,000 dirham. Pro tip, there is a way around down payment as well. Okay, moving on. All the banking expenses included, you have paid 27 to 28,000 dirham upfront, and your monthly lease shall fall around 2,000 dirham a month. Let's assume 2 fuel tanks a month, which is 400 dirham, and this will vary how much you drive. Salik and the parking fees 100 dirham a month. Your car should cost you around 25 dirham a month. But assuming the fact that this is an asset which is adding to your balance sheet, it is a depreciating asset, but still an asset. Now you are done with the mandatory expenses of the month, but it does not stop there. If you have a good employer and he pays for your insurance, then cool. Otherwise, you have an additional cost. Then add to it a monthly mobile expense. You will be incurring monthly expense of 500 dirham on both of these. And I am being very conservative here. Moving on, you have 2 school-going children whose school fees should not cost you less than 5,000 dirham every month. Now, some of the employers pay for your children's school fees, but let's assume for the calculation here that they are not paying for it. Add to this 10% buffer to all the costs that we have just calculated, which essentially means that to live a reasonable life in Dubai, which is above average, you need at least 21,900 dirham every month, and that is not including a car. And if you add to this a car, you will need 24,500 dirham every month to maintain an above average lifestyle in Dubai. So what is the conclusion here? Is Dubai expensive? Yes, it is certainly expensive if you have one breadwinner in a family of 4. But if both of the spouses are working, you can definitely enjoy your life here. All the facilities, all the security, and all the infrastructure that Dubai has built. I have kept this video very simple and ignored a lot of cost for the sake of calculation here. But your total budget should not exceed this amount in any case. And if it is, you need to budget better. If you liked the content, please consider liking our video and subscribing to our channel, and definitely drop a comment down below what you think about my calculation. Where am I wrong and where can I improve? Till our next video, have a safe day everyone.